believe we can acquire peace if we learn to reach back, you know, like into our roots and help our family members. It's some unwritten message that's going on these days that people kind of forgot the family. You know, the family unity, that's what kept black people together years ago.
That was the foundation.
Even if some of your children got sold off or whatever during slavery, the family unit, or auntie would pick up a grandmother or another mother who was not your mother, she would mother you. If we could remember what we did in the South, when we chopped cotton next to each other and sweat, you know, and worked as maids and did everything we could to put the kids through college. I don't know what it is, but I even noticed that with my own adult children, they don't like to visit me because I'm old. And so I'm starting to feel there's a change with our young people. If we could remember the family unit, you could find some peace. Go fix dinner on Sunday and eat together.
Yeah.
Even if you don't speak to each other anymore, and you put God in it and fix some food, it'll be humongous what black people could do. But just remember that your own family, start with them, not your friends, the people you text to, email and blog and tweet. Just going back to the basic, because it's still good to do that.
Amen.
And then once you help your family members, then you can reach out and help your neighbors.
All right. See, it all starts at home.
So we could acquire that peace. I wanted everybody's hand to go up when you said that.
Yeah, I was.
But I looked at her, I was like, wow, I can't put my hand up. They're not getting theirs up either. But so what are we trying to do? We're trying to acquire peace.
Yeah. And back, like she said, I'm not as old as, but there's no order. There was order back in the day. And even though I'm only 27, my mama always, everything starts at home. And the old school way is the best way to bring up kids. A lot of these younger parents feel like they're the kids' friends instead of the parents.
That's because babies are raising babies.
Yes,
and
there's no order about it. There's no order about it. You got more kids now cussing out parents than anything.
Cussing out the teachers.
Well, all the ills of the world will continue until, as the sister said, that we each one teach one.
Yeah.
And so one of the things that we can do, we all know that the power of peace begins within. And one of the things that we can do on a regular basis is to practice peace. And the way in which I practice peace is through prayer and meditation, which I'm sure some of you probably do it as well. And one of the things that I do, I start my day out with reading. I always start with the word of the day. Some people use the Bible. Some people use tracts, daily word, or whatever you use. That's fine. It doesn't matter. As long as you use something to get yourself centered before your day starts or as your day starts. Any of you know Maya Angelou?
Yeah.
My favorite poet. Maya has a saying. She says that before you start the day, face God. Before you face the day, face God. So what I like to do is start my day by reading not only my books, but the books that inspire me. And one of those books is this book right here. It's a New York Times bestseller. It's called The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. Any of you ever heard of him? He was on Oprah. He has a book. I forgot the name of the first book. I can't even think of the name of it. But anyway, this is the second book. The first book was so good, I had to go back and get it. The Power of Now. Most of us are not living in the now moment. We're so busy thinking about the next moment that we kind of get caught up in it and we don't really practice the present, so to speak. So what I'd like to do is just read or have someone else read a verse from The Power of Now. So I'm going to hand somebody the book, and I'm not going to tell you what page to read. I'm just going to tell you, I'm going to give you the book and just have you, whatever, Spirit gives you to read. So who wants to read something from here? Okay, can you pass it back to our poet? And after we do that, we're going to do this. This is something that I practice daily, and I cannot tell you how powerful this is. If you are broke, if you are financially challenged, today is the last day that you will have that problem. This is not what I heard. This is not what I heard. This is what I know. When I was fired in 2005 from Gospel Radio 1390, I was too busy being out there and not doing God's work. See, God has a way of sitting you down to do the things, to do His work. So now I'm doing His work. And since I do His work, I'm not going to say I'm not financially challenged, because I still am, but I'm not as challenged as I was because I practice the principles. And when you practice the principles, there's something called karma. If you give it, the law says you got to get it back. That's just the way it is. That's not a man-made law. That's God's law. That's universal law. So we're going to talk about this. It's called My Unexpected Income Program, after he reads something from The Power of Now. Or while he's looking for that, I'm going to give you a few minutes to find something that touches your spirit. But right now I'm going to read you, this is something, as a matter of fact, why don't we all say it together? Why don't we all read it together? Because we all know that there's power in the spoken word, right? So let's read this together. You just repeat it after me. This says, my positive treatment and spiritual claim for unexpected income. You read it aloud daily, okay? Alrighty, so let's go. I'm trying to think here. All right?
Yes.
All right, so let's get some more affirmations. What are we talking about today here?
Finna talk about surrender.
Surrender.
Okay.
The letting go of mental, emotional resistance to what is. Also becomes a portal into the unmanifested. The reason for this is simple. Inner resistance cuts you off from the other people, from yourself, from the world around you. It strengthens a feeling of separateness of which the ego depends for its survival. The stronger the feeling of separateness, the more you are bound to the manifested, to the world of separate forms. The more you are bound to the world of form, the harder and more impenetrable from your identity becomes. The portal is closed, and you are cut off from the inner dimension, the dimension of depth. In the state of surrender, your form identity softens and becomes somewhat transparent, as it were, so the unmanifested can shine through you. It's up to you to open a portal in your life that gives you conscious access to the unmanifested. Get in touch with the inner field of the inner body. Be intensely present. Disidentify from the mind, surrender to what is. There are all portals you can use, but you only need to use one. Surely love must also be one of those portals.
Wow, was that not powerful? Let's discuss that for a minute. What did you get from that? What's your understanding of that? And what does that have to do with how to create your own job using your natural God gifts, talents, and abilities? What does that have to do with that? Somebody help me figure that one out. Okay, don't everybody speak at one time.
Well, part that I really jumped out at me is when he said love. Because if you have love, you can forgive. You can understand and move on. Because all of it falls in the same category. When you love somebody, nothing else matters.
So how does that relate to creating your own job? I look at it like this. As long as you are holding on to hate, anything other than love, as long as you're holding on to anything other than love, it's going to hold you back. It blocks your blessings. And you wonder why you can't move forward. So that's what it has to do with how to create your own job. Yes, sir.
It says surrender, and when we hear the word surrender, a lot of people think quit or failure. But no, surrender is you humbling yourself to become better, to be better. Like they say, you want to surrender to God, you're bettering yourself by doing that. But a lot of people hear the word surrender, oh, that means failure, that means I quit or I give in. No, you're not giving in to a bad thing. Just look at it as you're giving in to a great thing that will help you in the long run. And when they say surrender for not just yourself, because when you're trying to have a business, it's not about you no more. Your customer service of everybody else has to be instilled in you. If it's not instilled in you, you thinking of yourself, in the long run, your business will be down the drain, you'll be by yourself.
It's like it's on let go, let
And
God.
are holding things inside and you start dealing with the general public, I believe they can sense and feel
Body language.
and pick up on you're not walking in love.
Mm.
You know, you got some kind of issues, and you know, I'm afraid to even buy anything from you because I can see it.
Mm.
Or I can pick up on it.
Energy.
Energy.
Absolutely.
And I created my own hair grease for my business, and I've been giving it away for free for 8.5 years.
Wow.
And growing people's hair, over 1,000 people, and I'm like, I want to do it for myself. for
Are
my
you
own
kidding
business.
me?
So I
What's the
wanna
name of the-
push myself out there.
What's
and
the name of the
put it on
product?
market. I call it Lynette's Heaven Sent Hair Grease. You know, I just couldn't think of anything else.
And what's your website and phone number and email and all of that? This is free advertising.
I'm
This-
trying to get it together. I don't have it together. I got partial. I broke out, or I have a bald spot, and I was like, okay, I'll just make some for a friend, or I work here at the school, so if somebody come up to me and ask, I would just make them a personal one, and I would give it to them.
Mm.
I never sold it.
Wow.
And now that I've gotten older, 8.5 years later, I want to put it on the market.
Okay.
I want to try to sell it. And Mr. Cy Bonds, he made me a blog and a website, but I'm not computer
Savvy.
You don't have to be, long as you got side bounds, you don't have to be computer savvy.
Well, you have pictures of all my
I'm just trying to.
products and everything. I'm just trying to push myself.
Yeah, stay on them.
Because I'm ready. I'm ready.
It is her fault, isn't it, Si?
It really is her fault.
You have free classes.
I've been trying to drag her for 6 months.
Doing the best I can. I don't have a script. I don't have a written
You
out
don't-
script to say, what do you do next? So what do you do next?
You need a business plan. You email me, you'll have one. It's as simple as that.
I need for you.
All right,
three-
I'll email you for the
I need for
business.
you three ladies to know, they don't even know this. Each one of these ladies are powerful centers of influence. Because I do technology and I work with all of them. Shirley, she's got the seniors on the west side, okay? Shalomith is all over the city.
She is
Okay,
awesome.
She's known in media going back for years and years and years. And this lady right here, I don't know what Aura would do without her. I mean, she's tough on the young people. You know, when you during the week, she take off the nice clothes and whatnot. And you all would be very proud of this lady. I don't even think anybody even knows who she is. She's brilliant with these kids out here on the street. That's Miss Taylor right there. And I just needed for you all to know that.
Okay.
While we were in this room, this lady and Bridget Robinson, these two ladies, I think they take care of all the young people that are on the football team, on all the teams, and I don't even enough to say about them.
Powerful. Let's give them a great big round of applause.
Texas football coach, his name is, I love him. 75 teenage boys.
My name is Gamero Grisby, and this lesson today, I called it a lesson because it was nothing but knowledge given. And I would like to thank Ms. Robinson, all these beautiful people here with all their insights and input. And I would just say I learned a whole lot, and I'm thankful that I was here today. They say God puts you in place and the people around you that helps you. And I feel today I was helped with insight and from my God's given talents and how I can venture out and maybe have a store or a book to show other people my God-given talent and show them that they can have some to just stop holding them in and let the world see them.
And how can people contact you if they want to get your poetry or your upcoming book that we're going to help you self-publish?
The Lord's will, but Grisby Gamero at yahoo.com. That's GrisbyGumero at yahoo.com.
All right.
Grisby Gamero, GrisbyGumero at yahoo.com.